I'm going to be doing a short demonstration on how to stitch on the mirrors or the glass pieces for the Shisha embroidery project. Shisha, of course, is the Persian word for glass, which is traditionally used, but in our case here and for our purposes we're going to be using these large sequins. They are a lot cheaper and easier to acquire, as well as a bit safer, as there are no sharp edges to worry about. To do the project, you're going to need to get a needle with a large eye in it. It makes threading a lot easier. Tie a knot at the end. I like to wrap the string around 4 times. The purpose of this is to create a large knot at the end. You don't want your string to pull through the fabric. I generally will tie another knot on top of this knot too, just to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Cut the extra string off. It just gets in the way if you leave it on. You're going to need to pinch on the sequin as you work. The sequin will eventually be held on with the string alone, but for the first 2 stitches you put on, you do need to hang on to it. I'm going to come up from underneath and making sure that my needle is right next to the sequin. Pull the string through. I'm going to go straight up, and again, right next to the sequin, I am going through the top like that. The string should lay flat across on top of the sequin. From the bottom again, I'm going to pull the needle up, pulling it tight so that the first stitch put on is tight against the sequin, and then I'm going to pull it down on top of it again, letting that string fall across the top of the sequin. At this point it's fairly secure on there, not entirely, but you don't have to worry about pinching it so much and holding it in place. What you want to do now is create what looks like a tic-tac-toe board, as we can see on this first sequin I put on. So I'm going to come up from the side underneath, and then across and down, again letting that string fall on top of the sequin. I'm going to come up again from the bottom and over and down. This is the basic stitch for the mirror stitch. It is now completely secured to the fabric. I think it's a good idea to go over those stitches one more time, starting with the first one you did. Pull the string on top of it one more time to better secure it. It also creates a thicker line of thread. To tie off your string, you have to bury your knot first. And what I did here, I flipped it over. I'm going to just drag my needle underneath some of the string from the back a few times, and then I'm actually going to knot it by dragging it under and then through that loop that is created, creating a knot on the back. And I'm going to do this 2 times to be sure that it's on. Okay. At this point you can cut it off, and you have another sequin glued onto your design.